Hey Stacy, this is Donnie. Here is a tutorial on how to update a page that is an existing page. And so we're going to use an example. I'm on the services page right now, but I'm going to add, let's say that you want to come back in and instead of saying replacement, we're going to add the word replacement services. Now, it's just doing this for tutorial sakes. How would you go about doing that? So let me show you what you would do on that. Again, we're on the services page, so what we want to do is go back to our dashboard after we've logged in, of course. You're going to want to come over here to the pages section, and you can either, notice when I hover over that, it pops out another sub menu. You can either click on all pages or you can simply click the pages. Either way, it gets you to the same place. Okay, so now you see all the pages that are here. There are pages from time to time that are in draft. We probably ought to delete those. We were probably playing around with that early on. But what you're looking for is the services page. Now, you can see here that on our we have it called Pearson Air Services. I believe is what the title of the page is. So that matches this right here. If you were in doubt, you could always go over here to the search and type services. And when you do that, I believe you'll come up with the words that have the word services in them, and that's where we are. Now, I went pretty fast here. Let me back up. When you get to the page that you want, when you hover over this top part, all these 4 different options show up here. The only one I ever really use is the edit, unless I'm trashing it and deleting the page altogether. Or I could be viewing it, I guess. But primarily what I do is I don't really do any of those. I just click on the main thing. So I just click on that. That gets me right into the editing part. So you just hover over that, click on that. Now, what you're seeing here looks like a bunch of gobbledygook, and it is. It's HTML code, but that's just because there are 2 tabs right here in WordPress that when you're modifying a page, or even when you're creating a page, it gives you the ability to see it not only from the what I'll call the back-end HTML code, but also the that phrase WYSIWYG. It's the what you see is what you get, the visual side. So if I clicked on the visual tab, you can see that it looks much different than the HTML. This is all coding, and this is the more user-friendly visual. Now, don't confuse with this is the visual, so whatever you see exactly the way it's going to look here. The reason is for instance, you see the font is different there than it is here. This is just the standard WordPress editor, and so the font here is the standard across all WordPress. That all looks the same. Your theme has built-in, your theme especially has a built-in Google font that we've chosen to give it a little cleaner look, one that's not so busy, and so we've chosen a specific font. So that's why it doesn't look the same there as it does here. And so what you want to do is come to the page that you're looking to do, scroll down, and we're going to go here to says replacement. If you notice, replacement is in bold, very similar to what it is here. And so what we would simply just do is just come right to where I put our cursor at the end of that T and type services. And here you can modify font sizes and stuff like this. Very similar to Word. You can see how I can underline and stuff like that. Now, I don't recommend you doing that because we have a certain look that we're going for. If you decided, hey, let's put services in a really hot pink so it stands out, that's obviously a bad example, but you can see that you want to keep it consistent. So I wouldn't do too much formatting in here. But let's do that. We should put the word services there, and then we hit update. And when we hit update, you see the little circle. It now says the page is updated. If you view page, you can do that here, or you can go back over to your site and refresh the page and notice that it added it there. And that is simply how you make a change. We'll talk about how to add media at another tutorial. Well, the other thing I want to show you real quickly is when you come to this page, again, if you landed on the HTML tab, you just click the visual tab. I doubt you'll spend very much time over this in this text or HTML tab. But one thing that is this window's kind of small, but right here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's some lines there. If you'll click, hold your mouse button down and drag that, gives you a little bit bigger window, and hopefully that helps you out. Okay, we'll move on to the next tutorial.